And this is Tony Venuti back with your ex-conservative radio hour from Tucson, Arizona, where we're experiencing one hell of a day. It's a beautiful day in Arizona. The sun is up, the skies are blue, and the sun is shining in my eyes, and it's giving me that glare, and you think to yourself, but it's November, and all I can do, even though I've lived longer outside of where I grew up than where I did grow up, because I left the Boston area when I was 28 years old, and here I am 60. So I have more experience outside of being in the cold weather than I do in the warm weather. But you know what? That cold weather memory comes really fresh inside my head, and I just think of this sun, and I just say to myself, wow. It actually is the sun of a winter sun. It's the kind of winter sun you do get on the East Coast. That's actually what reflected it back to me that way, because it's got a glare to it. It's that winter sun, but that's cool. At any rate, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed DT. That was a pretty good. Like I say, this is something men and women and the psychological between the two. I've always been a little bit, how shall I say, a bit of a know-it-all on feeling I had some ideas and some thoughts, having experienced firsthand why people do what they do, and many times bearing the brunt. Oh, here's Jim Cat. Come on, Jim Cat, over here. What are you meowing for? Did you come back from outside having visiting all the feral cats? Yeah, go to kittycatcam.com, K-K-N-C, K for kitty, K for cat, and C for cam. kittycatcam.com. It's my sarcastic metaphor on explaining how liberal cats and feral cats, come on up, how liberal cats and feral cats can actually be similar. I mean, once you enable them, they don't give it up. You say no to them after you enable them, they develop contempt, and they both need spading and neutering, don't they? And you can find that on kittycatcam.com. This is the ex-conservative hour. Like I said, I publish Arizona Tourist News, and something's happening here. It looks like our first little bit in the news here, I'm just looking at some headlines. It looks like NPR, the first vote, GOP's first vote to defund NPR measure fails. House GOP whip Eric Cantor of Virginia and Representative Degard Lamb from Colorado announced cutting federal funding for NPR was the weekly winner of the You Cut contest, in which the public votes online on spending items they want to face a vote. Debate was closed on the issue without a vote. I don't know. I don't know how they should ever be funded, but I'll tell you what, you've got a serious special selfish interest group. And I believe special interest groups are immoral by definition. I think special interest groups are a wedge. They're a wedge divider. They're a tactic. They're a tool used by the progressives in which to pull out the exceptions to the rules, utilizing people's success in their guilt trip and giving them special privileges, actually turning them into law. Actually, when you think about the sum of its parts being greater than the whole, and when you think of all of these selfish interest groups, all of these special interest groups acting as one under the banner of liberal, under the banner of progressive, I mean, do you think all of these special interest groups would enjoy having all of them together at a party? You can certainly find a lot of conservatives. Everybody that's a conservative enjoy themselves at a party, but can you imagine all these selfish interest groups having to get together in a party in one small room? I don't think so. And that's what they're trying to do to us as a country in these United States. I know we mean united. Yeah, that's word on it. United. Yeah, let's unite. Wow. I just think that we are a collective sum. We are a collective sum. That was Jim Cat just stepping on the phone. I didn't appreciate that, Jim Cat. Now, why don't you just go down? No. Come on, down. No. Okay, good girl. Good girl. I think we're a collective process of determining our own self-will. And that if we take our self-will for granted and we allow others' will to perpetuate our own thoughts of being cared for, when we allowed ourselves to be fooled, when we were allowed to have, there was a lady that came from Canada, having come over from Europe some years ago, and I sort of act as a tour service around here with AZ Tourist News, and I got her some accommodations, and I wanted to give her some freebies, and she didn't want to take anything for free. She didn't want to take anything for free. This woman was about 65, 70 years old, and I remember thinking how cold she was when she said, "No, thank you," as if I was trying to do something to her. I didn't get it then. I didn't get it then. This was before the political thing. This is before I got in the radio. This is before all of this, where I'm really starting to think heady, because, as your epistemologist, as your organic experiential social philosopher, I take things as they come, and they filter through my head, and what comes out is the collective information that I bring to you every day.